On September 2020, one second. That's better. So on September 2020, this was about 3 years ago, it's 2023 right now, at 17 years old, I left my home country, I left my family, and I moved to another country to start law school, all by myself, and this is how it went. Surprisingly, leaving another country wasn't the biggest issue because I'd traveled before, I know how it was, I know how it felt. The biggest issue was actually just leaving my family because, you know, growing up with them for 17 years, seeing them every single day, and then not seeing them for 6 months or 12 months, and it's just weird. Before going deeper into the story, I should probably tell you why I left home at 17. Didn't run away or anything, it was nothing like that. I started law school, and this was the end of high school. I had to decide what I wanted to do in my life. I was running my multiple businesses, I was still at home, and you know, I decided that like learning a little bit more would be a privilege, and it was a privilege that I could afford, so why not try it, right? And it was something I could do, and I had the grades for it, so I decided to jump right into law school. I guess it would be a privilege to go into further education, learn how to write, go into the passion for law, you know, a little bit further, understand how to write better, how to speak better, how to understand the law, how to apply the law, all those different things. It sounds boring, but it's something that I actually like to do. So I decided that I would go to law school, and I decided to take the plunge and move to another country, 17 years old, so that's how it started. So, I started in Canada, and then I moved to the United Kingdom at 17. This was for law school, like I said. Now, it's been about 3 years, I've been on my own, and I've moved away from my family. Don't get me wrong, I still saw them, but it's not as much as I used to, you know, it'd be 6 months or 12 months at a time, because, you know, law school, running my businesses, it takes so much energy, and I can't leave all the time to be able to go back. Now, when you don't see your family for a while, there's a lot of influences you have to be aware of, because, you know, you're not used to getting all these external influences besides social media, the people you hang out on a daily basis, and your family. So when you move to an entire country and you have no support system, I guess you could say, that is with you while you're there, there is a lot of work that you have to do by yourself to understand what is right, what is wrong, and what do you have to be wary of when you go out and about doing your daily things that involve like grocery shopping, going to school, going to campus, going out partying with your friends, doing work, taking Ubers, taking the public transport, whatever it is. You have to understand how these things work by yourself, what to be aware of, and you have to be a lot more aware because there's nobody there watching out for you. This is all on you at this point, and it's not something that you're used to. So moving to England, like I said, it wasn't the biggest culture shock for me. I've been here many times before. I understand how everything works to a degree, but I've never been here by myself, so I never actually understood how that felt. You know, it's different visiting a place than actually living there. One thing I can tell you before moving on to the next problem that I faced is that you definitely take for granted the things that are done for you on a daily basis, even if you don't recognize them. Simple things: food, laundry, cooking, traveling, access to things that you're very comfortable with for such a long period of time, having to reprogram your entire mind to basically understand how these things are going to affect your life and how you're going to be able to take care of all these things by yourself on a daily basis. Like now, you know, I'm taking care of everything by myself. It's like, I gotta make sure my door is locked, I gotta make sure that I'm getting on time for places, how much I'm spending on certain things, because before, obviously I lived with my parents, but also running my businesses. So I had some type of financial literacy when it came to money, but never to this degree where everything was reliant on my ability to make sure that things are done on time. My basic finances are taken care of, the roof over my head is taken care of, so all these different things, it's all new to me, so I had to learn as I was doing them. So obviously I made a few mistakes, but at the same time, that was the biggest shock for me, understanding how to take care of all these things myself. So I don't think you understand how fast time actually goes until you live on your own and you have a goal that's 3 years out. And now I'm on my last 2 months of law school and time has just been flying by. Like when I first started this, it was like, oh, I'm 17 years old. I'm like, I have so much time and like things are moving pretty slow at this time, right? Like I have a lot of things I can do every single day. Not a lot of stress. The business obviously added a little bit of stress in my high school, right? Because I was doing high school at the time before going here. So that was the stress I was used to on a daily basis, and anything else that comes a part of living life. But once I came here, but after moving here, every day was literally filled with meetings or going to lectures, seminars, friends, going out, dinners, parties, whatever it was. And it's just, every day was so packed that weeks would just fly by. And now, like I said, I'm in my last 2 months of law school, and it just, looking back, I didn't realize how much time I spent living on my own already. So if I'm being fully transparent, this video, I was supposed to make one like this 3 years ago when I started this process. I did film it, but I never published it. But I wanted to do that just to share the journey, right? But throughout the way, I filmed a few videos kind of documenting the process, the daily endeavors I've had to go through to be able to go to campus, the things I've learned, the problems I've experienced, the people I've met, the hardships I've faced by living on your own, and also the positives, because there's a lot of positive things that I think come about moving out and living on your own. Now I'm gonna have to admit, this video was by no means constructed well at all. I kind of just wanted to speak and get started with this, get the momentum flowing, because I really want to start this channel properly. Share all this knowledge that I have, share these experiences from business to being an entrepreneur from the age of 13, from going to law school, from living on your own, from moving out at 17 years old. All these different things, I don't want to keep them in my head, and I feel like it would be a waste to do so. So I wanted to just start this and get it out there so I can get this thing rolling, get this ball rolling. But I had to start somewhere, so I'm going to look back on this video and I'm probably going to realize that this video is not good at all, but I'm happy that I started somewhere. And that's like with everything I've learned, you have to start somewhere. Your first thing may not be good, your second thing may not be good. And when I got here, my life was kind of chaotic because I didn't understand anything at all. But you have to throw yourself into certain experiences to be able to understand how to get out of them, how to grow. Because in life you grow when you put yourself into these uncomfortable experiences. So if I never came here at 17, I probably wouldn't have experienced half the things that I did in that time. So I'm very grateful for the experiences that I've had. And there's a lot of positive takeaways that I've had from doing this experience as a whole. Understanding the value of family in your life and how much it actually matters, and how much the relationships matter, especially when you're spending hours of your day inside of your room at a desk and just studying or working and just being by yourself in your own thoughts. I missed a lot of this social interaction, like I actually craved it. So when you don't have something, you actually realize the importance of it. Now I know this video, like I said, is jumping all over the place, but I really just want to get a lot of these thoughts out there, and in the next videos I'm sure I can construct them a lot better, share these ideas better with you, and be able to put it in a way that encapsulates my entire experience. And I can share some stories as well, because I think it's going to be very fun. One thing I do have to say, like I was mentioning before, this experience is not for everybody. I don't recommend everybody just leave home, like it's not for everybody, but I do recommend that you try to do a lot more on your own, because you learn how to take control and take matters into your own hands, and that's the only way you're going to learn in life and grow. You grow from these uncomfortable situations. But the biggest thing I've learned is that what you think is going to be, the way that you think something's going to turn out, it never plays out that way in life. Meaning like the grass is never greener on the other side. It's always better to just, and I think social media is a huge part of this, because we keep seeing other people's lives, and while living on my own, never mind the influences of just seeing people on a daily basis and not having my family to keep telling me the right or wrongs. I was consuming so much social media on a daily basis that I was realizing that my life wasn't what I wanted it to be, but when in reality I was actually very happy. It's just that all these fake gurus, all these fake ideas, these personalities, these experiences were being forced onto me. So I started to build certain skills and habits, like not using notifications, going to sleep a certain time, being more strict with what I put in my mind, what I put in my body. So I was able to just separate myself from all these other external influences and be able to curate a perfect habit, discipline, and lifestyle that I want to live, that allows me to work on my businesses, be better at school, be better at building relationships and networks. And all these things wouldn't have happened, I don't think, in this amount of time if I wasn't able to spend this much time in my own head and be able to separate myself and be able to place these bricks one by one and lay them in a foundation that allows me to be my best version of myself. And while I'm not at my best version, I'm a lot closer than I would have been, if I didn't put myself in these situations from the start. I think that has to be one of the biggest takeaways, because now if I was in that situation I was, even a couple months ago, you see these people online and their lives look amazing. The grass looks greener on the other side. When in reality, if you just focus on what you like, what you have skills in, where your knowledge is based around, what your experiences are based around, and you focus primarily on that, without worrying about what other people are doing and comparing yourself to other people, you would be a lot further than you would have been if you just compared yourself this entire way. And as human beings, it's in our inherent nature to compare ourselves against people and not feel good if we're not at our peak potential. And what I realize is that if I just take a step back, understand and lay the bricks of my own foundation and my unique characteristics and on my unique journey, I'd be able to build a lot faster than trying to compare, instead of comparing myself against other people and worrying if I'm not doing something properly. If I just took the time to understand myself properly, learn what I need to do to become my best self, that would do me a lot better. And I'm not hating on social media, because I think it's a great tool. But that's what it is at the end of the day. It's a tool. It's to be able to help you be your best self and to make a change and impact on other people's lives. If you're using it just to consume and not output anything into this world, you're really wasting your time. And that's what I learned, because spending this much time you have to do something or you're not getting any results. So just sitting here and me consuming content all day would not allow me to build my character, have these experiences, travel the world, meet amazing people, build businesses, build brands, be able to make a video like this and share experiences. With that being said, I look forward to seeing you in the next video, and I want to share more videos like this, hopefully curate them in a better way to tell my stories, share my experiences, and share more value with you. And that's all I want to do here. So see you in the next video. Take care.